Good morning and welcome. Welcome to 2026 and welcome to UUs of Mount Airy. I'm Stephen Workman and I've been a member of this congregation since 1994. Today I have a special privilege of participating in this morning's worship service with our dear friend Shaie Dively. I'm going to introduce her in just a few moments. Before I do that, I want to thank Nate Berge for assisting with music today, to Iz Ullman, our Director of Religious Exploration, and to Michael Foy, who is running our AV Tech. A few brief announcements before we settle into the service, and so that we can all be as present as possible. Please silence cell phones and any other devices that might present a distraction. Should you need a restroom and you're not familiar with this building, you will be able to find those if you go to the back of the sanctuary and either take the stairs to the right, or you can ask someone in the back of the room to assist you with a lift that's on the left if you need to get downstairs using that device. We're streaming live, and there are many people who are joining us by Zoom today, and I invite those of you who are doing that to toggle on the CC button at the bottom of your screen if that will help you to be more present in joining us today. Today's theme is love and compassion to encompass us all. As I mentioned a moment ago, the Reverend Shaie Dively will be leading this service. Reverend Shaie has been blessed with a life that's provided her with opportunities to meet folks from diverse backgrounds, communities, and cultures. Her work experiences have included theater and television, photo researching, a chaplaincy at a children's hospital, and working as an accountant. In 2018, she earned a Master of Divinity degree from Vanderbilt Divinity School, and in 2024, she completed her ministerial internship at UU's of Mount Airy. In September 2025, on the night of the autumn equinox, she was co-ordained by her home congregation, Bucksmont UU Fellowship, and by members of UU's of Mount Airy. That's her official biography. Now I want to add some personal details. Shaie is a long-time beloved friend of this congregation. She first worshiped here in the 1980s when her mother was our director of religious education. More recently, Shaie was our intern minister beginning in September of 2022, and within just a few weeks of when she began that assignment, it was evident to all of us that Shaie would have a brilliant future as a Unitarian Universalist minister upon completion of her training that would lead to her ordination. She spent 2 years here as an intern, followed by 2 years as our summer minister before her September 2025 ordination. And without further ado, what I'd like to do is to ask you, with your cheers and applause, to welcome the Reverend Shaie Dively. I've been waiting a long time to say the word Reverend before her name. So let us join together in worship this morning by taking a breath together. In UU congregations, we light a chalice to celebrate our coming together in love, to mark the sacred space and time of our community, and to invite the Spirit into our lives. I invite you to light a candle wherever you are today and to read along with us here in the sanctuary. I'm going to read the words of Catherine Etste while a member of our RE team lights the chalice. Please join me with these words. Little flame, light the tender kindling of our souls, and soon a roaring blaze shall be of warmth and love and community. From this spark, may a fire of passion spread from heart to heart and light our way, sweet Spirit, and light our way. And our opening hymn today is number 1054, Let This Be a House of Peace. Presented as a video, but feel free to sing along. The words are on the screen.
Let this be a house of peace, of nature and humility, of sorrow and elation. Let this be our house, a haven for the healing, and open room for question and observation. where scientists and mystics abide in reverence here. Let this be our house, a house of our creation, where works of art and melodies consecrate the atmosphere. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be our house. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of prophecy. May vision for our children be our common theme. Let this be our house of myth and lore and legend, our trove of ancient story and cradle of a tender dream. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be our house. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be our house. Oh, let this be a house of peace. Let this be our house. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be our house.
We'd like to invite our kids of all ages to come find a spot on the rug so they can see and hear this morning's story for all ages. And grown-ups are welcome to come along with them if they'd like. Hi, everybody, come on over. I'm short, so I stand up here so people can see me. Reverend McKinley is really tall. I am not. So today's story reflects our theme of love and compassion. And compassion is kind of like a deep kindness and concern that we have for others. The story we're going to watch shares some heartfelt moments from a favorite book and film by Charlie McKeesey. It's The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. It shows moments when these friends extend care and kindness and tenderness and love to one another. And it reminds us of how we need each other and how together we create beloved community. We create the world we want to live in. So let's listen to this story and feel for when words or things that are done touch our heart. And, sometimes when things touch our heart, we go, oh. So you can let out sounds if that comes up for you. Or sometimes we go, oh. But I invite you to let yourself be with whatever comes up for you. And then later on with Teacher Is, you're going to create gifts for other folks, words of encouragement on snowflakes. So let's watch this together.
Hello,
What are you doing here?
I'm lost.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Kind.
Nothing beats kindness. It sits quietly beyond all things.
Isn't it odd? We can only see our outsides, but nearly everything happens on the inside. I think home is somewhere warm and kind with lights. Doing nothing with friends is never doing nothing, is it?
No.
You fell. But I've got you.
Sorry,
It was an accident.
it's my fault. I let go. gosh. Sorry. Sorry.
Ah, now. Tears fall for a reason. And they're your strength, not weakness.
I think you believe in me more than I do.
You'll catch up. Life is difficult. But you are loved.
I often feel I've got nothing interesting to say.
Being honest is always interesting.
What's the bravest thing you've ever said?
Help. Asking for help isn't giving up. It's refusing to give up. When the big things feel out of control, focus on what you love right under your nose.
Oh, I like that.
This storm will pass.
I just don't think I can do this. I'm never going to find a home.
You know, sometimes your mind plays tricks on you. It can tell you you're no good, that it's all hopeless. But I've discovered this. You are loved and important, and you bring to this world things that no one else can. So hold on. Always remember, you're enough, just as you are.
That's why we're here, isn't it?
For cake?
To love and be loved.
I know. So if you guys want to stick around, we're going to do our joys and sorrows, and then you can go into the room to the side and take care of your snowflakes. Oh, so sorry. We forgot to do a check. I was just saying that if the kiddos wanted to stay around, we're going to do joys and concerns now, and then afterwards they can go and create their snowflakes. So part of our being a community is learning to share the authentic and vulnerable parts of ourselves with others, to see and be seen, to know and be known. We make space today for that sharing, all of which helps us to build this congregation into beloved community. As this is a dark time of the year when many of our rituals feature the bringing of light into our lives, today, rather than dropping a stone or stones into a bowl of water, we are going to light candles on the table in the middle aisle and to represent our joys and our concerns or sorrows. We invite you to share what's going on in your life, to name your feelings and the people on your heart in need of prayer, good energy, best wishes, and other help. We invite you to get into your body and investigate what emotions you are experiencing, to share them as you feel called, so that we can help one another hold our joys, our grief, our in-between feelings. We build community by celebrating our good things, mourning our troubles, taking risks, and listening deeply. For our online sharing, we invite you who are on Zoom to share what you're feeling this week and to lift up the names of those about whom you are thinking in the chat. And if you would like to share your joy or sorrow out loud or with other members of the congregation, please include share so that we can share it later on. If you'd like to share something important on your heart, please speak directly into the microphone after you light your candle, and be mindful that we are broadcasting to the internet. All are welcome to participate in any of these ways. And for those who have gathered virtually, Steve will light a candle on your behalf. For those in the sanctuary, we ask that you come up one at a time by the side aisle, and that candles are lit from the center outwards. Come, come, whoever you are. The sacred space of deep sharing is open.
I ask your prayers for my cousin Sarah Linda. Her husband just suddenly died yesterday. It's just the first, person in my generation who just lost someone that unexpectedly, and it really makes you think about what you're grateful for. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Linda. I lit a candle for my Uncle Sandy, who's in the hospital following a fall, a stroke, and he has COVID. So I'm very worried about him. And I'm sending love out to Chris Kenty as she continues to recover from her surgery.
Bernadette, for healing for everyone who needs it, and for gratitude for the gifts all around us.
I'm still limping. My left leg has not given up hope that it can hurt me. And I'm not using the cane anymore because I kept tripping over it. So, I see people smiling and nodding their heads about that. And anyway, I am hoping that I'm not just getting used to it a little bit, because it does seem a bit better, but I don't want to get used to it. I want it to go away.
Good morning. I'm Jill. Happy New Year to my beloved UU family. I think this year is going to bring a lot of good things to America.
There's so much to be grateful for, but I'm just devastated about what we're doing in Venezuela. And it's a long history of decades and decades and decades of destroying Latin America and the people there.
Morning, I'm Ann. First of all, I want to thank all the people who have been really so generous for me this season, and who I never did more than say thank you in person, because I've been behind the 8 ball. And I'm really grateful that at this time, my son David, who is one more test and he's going to be totally ready for at-home dialysis. He has advanced kidney disease, and then we wait around for kidneys. So please, good energy to him and a little to me.
Hi, I'm Jane. All four of us are here today. Jane, the first two Janes, the music Janes, are number one. Well, you said that. Sal told me that. I'm Jane, number two, both Jane right there. And I'm Jane, Lemon Cake Jane, and we have our new Jane here too. So all four Janes are here, but that's not what I'm grateful for. I am grateful for that, but I'm grateful that I just got a new car. I was driving a 20-and-a-half-year-old Honda Odyssey, and it had 191,000 miles. It's still going strong, but my son and daughter-in-law gave me the deceased father's Ford EcoSport, which is now no longer being made because it isn't too popular, but that's okay with me. 46,000 miles on it. It's white, it's beautiful, and I gave my car to a neighbor who's going to use it, and so gratitude to all.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Well, what a sad old world this is, and what a magnificent new world this is. And I'm really struck by this morning how wonderful it would be if everyone in the world, everybody, could decide to come all the time from a place in our speech and our actions and everything from a place of kindness and caring for one another. Happy New Year.
Steve, would you light a candle for the folks who are at home? And then one for all of those joys and sorrows not shared out loud but held in the sacred space and quiet of our heart. Thank you. Friends, will you join me in this prayer? However you define prayer. Spirit of life, divine, known by many names and no name. In this sacred hour, we lift up the moments that burden our hearts so that the love of this community may be like a balm to our being, easing our worry, if only for a moment. We lift up the joys that touch our souls so that they may bring a moment of joy to others, and so that we may add to the collective joy of this community. In this holy hour, we experience how life holds all that is, all that was, and all that has yet to be. How the love of this beloved community holds us, nurtures us, celebrates and sustains us now and beyond. Blessed be, and amen. In this place of open-heartedness, let us sing together words inspired by the text from the Buddha's farewell address and attributed to the Buddha.
I'll invite all of you to remain seated. If you want the words, they are number 184 in your gray hymnal. You're also more than welcome to just breathe, close your eyes, place a hand on your chest. I'll sing through the melody one time, and then I'll sing through it again. Feel free to join in. Be lamps unto yourselves, be your own confidence. Hold to the truth within yourselves as to the only lamp. Be lamps unto yourselves, be your own confidence. Hold to the truth within yourselves as to the only lamp. One more time. Be lamps unto yourselves, be your own confidence. Hold to the truth within yourselves as to the only lamp.
I'll be presenting some words from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. These are his words, not mine, but I invite all of us to lean into them and to embrace them as we enter this new year. From my own limited experience, I have found that the greatest degree of inner tranquility comes from the development of love and compassion. The more we care for the happiness of others, the greater our own sense of well-being becomes. Cultivating close, warm-hearted feelings for others automatically puts the mind at ease. This helps remove whatever fears or insecurities we may have and gives us the strength to cope with any obstacles we encounter. It is the ultimate source of success in life. As long as we live in this world, we are bound to encounter problems. If at such times we lose hope and become discouraged, we diminish our ability to face difficulties. If, on the other hand, we remember that it is not just ourselves, but everyone who has to undergo suffering, this more realistic perspective will increase our determination and capacity to overcome troubles. Indeed, with this attitude, each new obstacle can be seen as yet another valuable opportunity to improve our mind. Thus, we can strive gradually to become more compassionate. That is, we can develop both genuine sympathy for others and the will to help remove their pain. As a result, our own serenity and inner strength will increase. Ultimately, the reason why love and compassion bring the greatest happiness is simply that our nature cherishes them above all else. The need for love lies at the very foundation of human existence. It results from the profound interdependence which we all share with one another. However capable and skillful an individual may be, left alone, he or she will not survive. However vigorous and independent one may feel during the most prosperous periods of life, when one is sick or very young or very old, one must depend upon the support of others. And again, I'll just ask us all to lean into those words and hold them and cherish them as we begin this new year.
Friends, let us take a moment to rest and to breathe into all that we have experienced so far, all that we have heard, and all that has touched us. Let us be with the words, phrases, images, or feelings that have nestled their way into our hearts. How the chalice flame might have lit the tender kindling of our souls. How song might have called us to reconnect and to recommit ourselves to what makes this a house of peace, a prophetic house of peace. How moments shared between a boy, a mole, a fox, and a horse might have touched a tenderness within us, inviting us to consider how our interactions with others might become kinder, more empathetic, and in essence, holy and sacred. How when we share the authentic and vulnerable parts of ourselves and are gifted the authentic and vulnerable parts of others, we are no longer strangers, and we have become kindred. How the Dalai Lama encourages us to deepen and expand love and true compassion, cherishing not only those whom we know or love, but also those who are unknown to us or who we have difficult cherishing. The call is to cherish all sentient beings and to acknowledge the suffering they experience. Let us pause and feel the wholeness and the holiness, and maybe even the tender growing edges of these reflections. From this open-heartedness, may we gently extend our energy outwards so that we may experience or witness to the connection amongst all within these sacred walls. from this open-heartedness, may we extend our energy beyond these walls so that we may experience or witness to the interconnectedness of all life, of which we are a part. In the quiet of this winter morning, we invite you to listen for the sacred hope or prayer for 2026 that resides within your heart, or the energy that you would call forth in this new year to bring healing to the world we share. And as you feel called, I'm going to slightly modify this because we have less candles than folks who are here. So Steve, I'm going to invite you to help light the candles. But as you feel called, those of you who are in the sanctuary, as you feel called, please come forward. Again, right here the microphone is. And as you feel called, please share with us so that we may draw more warmth and more light into this world. I invite you to share your hope, your prayer, the energy you'd like to draw in. And for those who have joined us from home, please feel free to lift up your prayer or hope or energy in the chat. And Steve and I will make sure that we place intention for you in the candle that we light. Come, come as you feel called. My prayer for 2026 is that love ignites the sky and removes the hatred that's been so easily expressed in the last year.
My hope is that what happened yesterday in South America is an aberration and not the beginning of a new era that would continue throughout the year.
Hi, good morning. I'm McKinley, I work here. If you're new here, I'm the settled minister of this congregation. This is supposed to be my day off, so I'm so grateful to the Reverend Shaie for making space for this, because I needed to come and be here and hear a message for me this morning. So I'm glad to be part of the congregation today, and my hope and prayer for this year is to continue to be a part of this congregation, of this family, of this group, to remember that to love and be loved is one of the simplest and most powerful things we can do in the face of so much hate. And my little one listens to a story just about every night. And it's from Bluey, if you know Bluey. If you're a parent, you know who Bluey is. And it's about learning how to swim and learning how to be like the water. They learn how to swim in a creek because they're dogs. It's a long story. And how do you swim around the rocks when there are hard things in your path and there are hard things in life? And the advice is to learn to be like the water. The water doesn't try to move the rocks. It doesn't try to destroy the rocks. It learns to flow around the rocks. To learn to flow around the rocks, not to ignore them, not to pretend they're not there, but to acknowledge it, move past it. And that slowly over time, as you get better and better at doing that, learning to love and be loved, you take down those hard things like capitalism and imperialism, dependence on foreign oil, dictators abroad and at home. So my prayer is that we continue to learn to be like water, to love and be loved, and to be a part of this congregation that does so.
Hi, I'm a little things person, so I just hope, as I place another hat on the giving tree, that everybody is warm and well fed and housed for the new year.
Tough times. Tough times. My hope is that I and the whole rest of the country sees the connection between real love and real courage.
About 2.5 years ago, my heart was open like no other time, no other period in my life. And that's when my grandson came into my life. My hope is that all of us have our hearts wide open as children and start to respect children all over this planet, particularly in Palestine.
My hope is that we continue to take the risk and have the courage to speak our truth.
My hope is that this invasion will finally open the eyes of people who thought they were voting for something and how different it is what they're getting. Hopefully a lot of people have already seen that, but may this moment be a chance for us to rise up together and join in with more and more people to change us back to where we should be going in the path of love.
My hope for 2026 and beyond is that we all collectively work to repair the earth, and that it's not too late, and that she forgives us.
Stephen, why don't we light the rest of the candles? I think there's only a few remaining, so that they may represent those things felt deep within someone's heart but not shared out loud. I honor that sometimes our reflections are quiet and unspoken. As we sit before our shared humanity, and the lifting up of our hopes and prayers and the energies we call forth for the new year, let us enter further into the spirit of meditation. And you may stay seated as this hymn is played, and you may just breathe into it, or you may sing along with it. However you are moved is absolutely okay.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May
Now is the time when we collect our offering of financial resources for the good of this community. We know that there are many ways to give back to this congregation, and we encourage you to find a way that works for you. For the giving of financial support, your money or checks put in the plate today will be used to fund the everyday operations of this congregation. Each month we have a different organization that we give our contributions that we call Change for Change to. And this month, the Change for Change recipient is PAR Recycle Works. And that PARS, P-A-R, it stands for People Against Recidivism. And the Recycle Works is that PAR hires people who are coming back into public life after being incarcerated and provides them with employment where the employees take precious metals and other things from electric equipment, anything with a plug. And it's a way of recycling those, bringing them back into usefulness and allowing the landfills and other places not to be contaminated with things that really should be recycled and reused. More information is on the screen about how to give online, and anyone can use the mobile app Vanco Mobile. Please note that if this is your first time with us, there is no expectation that you give anything at all other than a contact form, which are in the pews, to let us know how we can support you and how you may have found us. And the offering now will be gratefully accepted.
So I'm going to do something that probably sounds really strange. I'm not going to do a homily. I'm not going to do a sermon. Because today, as we were gathered here together in this sacred space, the homily, the sermon, came from all of you, came from all of us. As many of you know by traveling with me, one of my favorite things to do at the start of a new year is to do a contemplative service, to bring time and space to that threshold between what was, what is right now in this moment, and what is coming. And your words and your beings were the embodiment of that. I'm going to skip to one thing. It's on the very last page. Because as I was thinking about Rinpoches and how they are reincarnated for the benefit of all sentient beings, what popped up on my Instagram feed, because who knows how that happens with algorithms, were the Buddhist monks who are currently doing the 2,300 Walk for Peace, from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. If you haven't seen them, I invite you to search for them on Facebook. It's Walk for Peace, or on Instagram, I think it's walkforpeace.usa. If you are hoping to experience moments where people come together from all different walks of life to meet people they are probably not familiar with, but feel drawn and called to come, that is what's happening. Over 1,000 people waited on Christmas Eve, some for 3 hours, to greet and meet the monks. Thank you for creating such a space today where I am sure that if there is a stranger among us today, they no longer feel like a stranger. Thank you for embodying beloved community.
I'll just add to that by saying on the cover of your order of service today, you see the image of those monks on the walk that they are currently undertaking. As we get ready to extinguish our chalice and end our time together this morning, please remember to stick around for announcements in the slides and then to come downstairs during coffee hour where there will be some more announcements. Folks on Zoom are invited to check in with each other afterwards. For more information on what's going on in the life of this congregation, you can check the weekly newsletter that comes out electronically on Thursdays. And finally, you can check out our website and social media pages for more important updates. The words to extinguish our chalice are from Reverend Elizabeth Sell Jones. Please read them aloud with me here in the sanctuary. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And to underscore that fire of commitment that's part of that chalice extinguishing, our final hymn today will be number 1028, The Fire of Commitment. Oh, yes, I have to warn you about the lyrics. For some reason, the video has the lyrics coming from the bottom of the screen rather than up, so you've got to read kind of backwards.
Like Star Wars. From the light of days remembered, burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for bringing your beings and your spirits. Thank you for your embodiment. I invite everyone to conversation and fellowship after the service in our basement coffee hour. But before we depart from the sanctuary, I offer you this benediction, a prayer that is shared at stops the monks who walk for peace make along their journey. A prayer for universal peace. May our parents be well, happy, and peaceful. May our children be well, happy, and peaceful. May our relatives be well, happy, and peaceful. May our friends be well, happy, and peaceful. May all indifferent persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May any unfriendly persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings in this area, Mount Airy, be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings in our city, Philadelphia, be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings in our state, Pennsylvania, be well, happy, and peaceful. May all beings in our country, the United States of America, be well, happy, and peaceful, and all its territories. May all beings in this universe be well, happy, and peaceful. May the suffering ones be suffering-free. May the fearful be free from fear. And may the grieving shed all grief. May you, and all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Blessed be, Amen, Shaie, Namaste, and any other word you would like to proclaim. Thank you. And here's a video of the monks who are doing the walk for peace.
Step by step beneath the sky, we walk with hope, you and I. Let the anger fade away, let compassion lead our way. Every heart can learn to heal, every wound can slowly seal. In this world of joy and grief, we rise again and walk for peace. Walk for peace, walk for light, walk through day and walk through night. Hand in hand the world will see, peace begins with you and me. Walk for truth, walk for love, guided by the stars above. Let all hatred finally cease. Come with me, let's walk for peace. Across the land from sea to sea, a message carried peacefully. 120-day walk so wide, 2,300 miles they stride. Buddhist monks with hearts so pure, a loca walking strong and sure. Step by step their prayers increase, calling all to walk for peace.
Walk for peace, walk for light, walk through day and walk through night. Hand in hand the world will see, peace begins with you and me. Walk for truth, walk for love, guided by the stars above. Let all hatred finally cease, come with me.
Let's walk for peace. May all beings live in freedom. May all suffering gently cease. May our footsteps write the story of a world that walks in peace. Through the valleys, over mountains, let our gentle courage rise. Peace is born in every moment when compassion fills our eyes.
Walk for peace, walk for light, walk with courage shining bright. Every breath a prayer release, for a world that walks in peace. Walk for hope, walk for love, blessed by wisdom from above. Let all sorrow find release, come with me.
Let's walk for peace. Come with me. Let's walk for peace.